In the sweltering heat of a Roman summer, two brothers stood atop a hill, their eyes fixed on the vast expanse of the Tiber River valley below. Romulus and Remus, the legendary twin sons of Mars, were on the cusp of a decision that would change the course of history. The air was thick with tension as they argued over the location of their new city, the sound of their raised voices carrying far and wide. According to the Roman historian Livy, the brothers had been raised by a she-wolf, discovered by a shepherd named Faustulus, and had grown up to become natural leaders. But now their disagreement had reached a boiling point. Remus, his face red with anger, paced back and forth, his words tumbling out in a furious torrent. Romulus, his jaw set in determination, stood firm, his eyes flashing with a fierce intensity. The fate of their city and their own destinies hung in the balance. But to understand how we got here, we must delve into the complex web of myth and history that surrounded the twin brothers and the events that led them to this pivotal moment. The overthrow of King Numitor, their grandfather, by his brother Amulius, had set in motion a chain of events that would ultimately lead to the founding of Rome. As the historian Livy wrote, the city of Rome was founded by Romulus, and the date of its founding is given as 753 BCE, a fact that would be etched in the annals of Roman history forever. In the ancient city of Alba Longa, a mere 12 miles southeast of the future Rome, King Numitor ruled with wisdom and justice, beloved by his people. However, his brother Amulius, driven by ambition and a lust for power, overthrew him and seized the throne. This coup, which occurred around 800 BCE, marked the beginning of a chain of events that would ultimately lead to the founding of Rome. Amulius, determined to prevent any potential heirs from rising against him, forced Numitor's daughter, Rhea Silvia, to become a Vestal Virgin, a priestess sworn to chastity. According to the Roman historian Livy, Rhea Silvia was a maiden of great beauty and virtue, and her forced consecration as a Vestal Virgin was a cruel move by Amulius to prevent her from marrying and having children who might one day challenge his rule. As a Vestal Virgin, Rhea Silvia was expected to maintain her chastity and devote herself to the service of the goddess Vesta. However, the god of war, Mars, saw her and fell deeply in love with her. Despite the danger and the taboo, Mars and Rhea Silvia began a secret affair, and she soon became pregnant with twin boys. The Roman poet Ovid wrote that Mars was smitten with love for Rhea Silvia, and she, though a Vestal, could not resist his passion. When Amulius discovered that Rhea Silvia was pregnant, he was furious and felt threatened by the potential heirs to the throne. He imprisoned Rhea Silvia and, upon the birth of the twins, ordered a servant to abandon them in the Tiber River. The servant, however, took pity on the twins and set them adrift in a basket on the river, where they were found by a she-wolf who suckled and cared for them. This mythological event, which occurred around 753 BCE, was seen by the ancient Romans as a sign of the twins' divine origin and their destiny to found a great city. The twins, Romulus and Remus, were later discovered by a shepherd named Faustulus, who brought them to his home and raised them as his own. Faustulus, a kind and gentle man, taught the twins the skills of a shepherd and helped them develop into strong and capable young men. As they grew up, Romulus and Remus became natural leaders, and their bond with each other was unbreakable. They spent their days exploring the countryside, hunting and tending to the sheep. The Roman historian Plutarch wrote that Romulus and Remus were brought up in the country and were trained in the pursuits of shepherds, and thus became skilled in the use of arms and accustomed to a hard and laborious life. However, as they approached adulthood, they began to feel a sense of restlessness and a desire to build a city of their own. They disagreed on the location, with Romulus wanting to build on the Palatine Hill and Remus preferred the Aventine Hill. This disagreement would ultimately lead to a bitter argument and a tragic confrontation. The tension between Romulus and Remus was palpable, and their disagreement over the location of the city was a symptom of a deeper issue. Romulus, who was more assertive and confident, felt that the Palatine Hill was the ideal location,
while Remus, who was more cautious and reserved, preferred the Aventine hill. The Roman poet Virgil wrote that the brothers were divided in their opinion, and their discord was a sign of the troubles that were to come. As the days passed, the argument between Romulus and Remus escalated, and it became clear that their bond was not strong enough to overcome their differences. The fate of the city and the future of Rome hung in the balance as the two brothers stood on the brink of a decision that would change the course of history. The Roman historian Livy wrote that the discord between Romulus and Remus was a calamity that was to have far-reaching consequences, and it was a sign of the struggles that were to come in the early days of Rome. The world of ancient Italy was a complex and dynamic place, with various city-states and kingdoms vying for power and influence.
The city of Alba Longa, where King Numitor had ruled, was a major power in the region, and its overthrow by Amulius had created a power vacuum that would be filled by the rising city of Rome. The Roman historian Dionysius of Halicarnassus wrote that the city of Alba Longa was a major center of power and culture in ancient Italy, and its downfall had a significant impact on the development of the region. The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination. As the brothers stood on the threshold of their great endeavor, they were unaware of the challenges and triumphs that lay ahead, but they were driven by a shared vision of a great city, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. As the days turned into weeks, the argument between Romulus and Remus continued to simmer, with neither brother willing to back down. The tension between them was palpable, and it seemed that their bond was on the verge of being broken. The Roman poet Horace wrote that the brothers were like two ships sailing in opposite directions, each one determined to reach its destination, but unable to avoid the collision that was to come. The fate of the city and the future of Rome hung in the balance as the two brothers stood on the brink of a decision that would change the course of history. The world was holding its breath, waiting to see what would happen next, as the story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome continued to unfold. In the end, it was Romulus who emerged as the dominant force, and his vision for the city of Rome began to take shape. The Roman historian Tacitus wrote that Romulus was a man of great energy and determination, and he was driven by a vision of a great city, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. As the city began to take shape, Romulus and Remus worked together, despite their differences, to build a great and lasting legacy. However, the disagreement between them had created a rift that would eventually lead to a tragic confrontation and the death of one of the brothers. The Roman poet Ovid wrote that the death of Remus was a calamity that was to have far-reaching consequences, and it was a sign of the struggles that were to come in the early days of Rome. The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a complex and multifaceted one, full of twists and turns and marked by both triumph and tragedy. The city of Rome, as it began to take shape, was a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination. The Roman historian Livy wrote that the city of Rome was a great and lasting legacy, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. As the years passed, the city grew and prospered, and the legend of Romulus and Remus became an integral part of its history and identity. The Roman poet Virgil wrote that the story of Romulus and Remus was a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. The story of the twin brothers and the founding of Rome was a powerful and enduring one, a testament to the human spirit and the power of vision and determination. The world of ancient Rome was a complex and dynamic place, full of challenges and opportunities. The city of Rome, as it grew and prospered, became a center of power and culture, attracting people from all over the ancient world. The Roman historian Dionysius of Halicarnassus wrote that the city of Rome was a great and lasting legacy, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. As the city continued to grow and prosper, the legend of the twin brothers remained an integral part of its history and identity, a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination. As the years passed, the city of Rome became a powerful and dominant force in the ancient world. The Roman historian Tacitus wrote that the city of Rome was a great and lasting legacy, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. The Roman poet Ovid wrote that the city of Rome was a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The legend of the twin brothers and the founding of Rome remained an integral part of the city's history and identity, a powerful and enduring symbol of the human spirit and the power of vision and determination. The city of Rome, as it continued to grow and prosper, became a center of power and culture, attracting people from all over the ancient world. The Roman historian Livy wrote that the city of Rome was a great and lasting legacy, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. As the city continued to grow and prosper, the legend of the twin brothers remained an integral part of its history and identity, a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination. The Roman poet Virgil wrote that the city of Rome was a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination. The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a powerful and enduring one, a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. In the end, the city of Rome emerged as a great and powerful force in the ancient world, a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination. The Roman historian Dionysius of Halicarnassus wrote that the city of Rome was a great and lasting legacy, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. As the city continued to grow and prosper, the legend of the twin brothers remained an integral part of its history and identity, a powerful and enduring symbol of the human spirit and the power of vision and determination. The Roman poet Ovid wrote that the city of Rome was a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination. The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a powerful and enduring one, a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. The legend of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a complex and multifaceted one, full of twists and turns, and marked by both triumph and tragedy. The Roman historian Livy wrote that the city of Rome was a great and lasting legacy, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The story of the twin brothers and the founding of Rome was a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. As the city continued to grow and prosper, the legend of the twin brothers remained an integral part of its history and identity, a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination. The Roman poet Virgil wrote that the city of Rome was a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a powerful and enduring one, a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. As the years passed, the city of Rome became a dominant force in the ancient world, a center of power and culture that attracted people from all over the globe. The Roman historian Tacitus wrote that the city of Rome was a great and lasting legacy, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. The Roman poet Ovid wrote that the city of Rome was a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The legend of the twin brothers and the founding of Rome remained an integral part of the city's history and identity, a powerful and enduring symbol of the human spirit and the power of vision and determination. The city of Rome, as it continued to grow and prosper, became a beacon of hope and opportunity for people from all over the ancient world. The Roman historian Livy wrote that the city of Rome was a great and lasting legacy, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The story of the twin brothers and the founding of Rome was a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. As the city continued to grow and prosper, the legend of the twin brothers remained an integral part of its history and identity, a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination. The Roman poet Virgil wrote that the city of Rome was a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a powerful and enduring one, a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. The legend of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a complex and multifaceted one, full of twists and turns and marked by both triumph and tragedy. The Roman historian Dionysius of Halicarnassus wrote that the city of Rome was a great and lasting legacy, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The story of the twin brothers and the founding of Rome was a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. As the city continued to grow and prosper, the legend of Romulus and Remus remained an integral part of its history and identity, a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination. The Roman poet Virgil wrote that the city of Rome was a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a powerful and enduring one, a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. The legend of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome remained an integral part of its history and identity, a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination. The city of Rome, as it continued to grow and prosper, became a beacon of hope and opportunity for people from all over the ancient world. The Roman historian Livy wrote that the city of Rome was a great and lasting legacy. The Roman poet Virgil wrote that the city of Rome was a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The legend of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a powerful and enduring one, a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. The city of Rome, as it continued to grow and prosper, became a dominant force in the ancient world, a center of power and culture that attracted people from all over the globe. The Roman historian Tacitus wrote that the city of Rome was a great and lasting legacy, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. The Roman poet Ovid wrote that the city of Rome was a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire. The legend of the twin brothers and the founding of Rome remained an integral part of the city's history and identity, a powerful and enduring symbol of the human spirit
and the power of vision and determination. As the years passed, the city of Rome became a beacon of hope and opportunity for people from all over the ancient world. The Roman historian Livy wrote that, "The city of Rome was a great and lasting legacy, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire." The story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome was a reminder of the city's humble beginnings and the struggles of its founders. The Roman poet Virgil wrote that, "The city of Rome was a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity and determination, a city that would one day become the capital of a vast and powerful empire." The legend of the twin brothers and the founding of Rome remained an integral part of the city's history and identity, a powerful and enduring symbol of the human spirit and the power of vision and determination. As the city of Rome continued to grow and prosper, the legend of Romulus and Remus remained an integral part of its history and identity.
The city of Rome began to rise from the dust of its origins, its foundations rooted in both blood and ambition. In 753 BCE, Romulus stood on the Palatine Hill, surveying the land that would cradle his dreams. The hills, each a sentinel of history, whispered of the past, yet they beckoned with the promise of a new beginning. Underneath the watchful gaze of the gods, he envisioned the streets bustling with life, the air thick with the sounds of commerce, laughter, and, yes, the inevitable clash of conflict. Romulus, now a man shaped by the fires of ambition, gathered a band of followers drawn from the remnants of Alba Longa. These were men who had fled the tyranny of Amulius, who had felt the sting of injustice. They were eager for a new identity, a new home. "This land shall be ours," Romulus declared, his voice steady and resolute. "Here we will forge a city, a sanctuary for the wronged and the brave." His words ignited a fervor in their hearts. They were not just building a city, they were laying the cornerstone of a legacy. Remus, though still passionate about his own vision, found himself increasingly at odds with Romulus. The brothers' bond, once unbreakable, began to fray under the weight of ambition. Around them, the people sensed a shift. The year was now 752 BCE, and the fledgling community was taking shape. The first structures emerged, simple yet sturdy, made of clay and wood. As they toiled, the sun beat down on their backs, and the scent of freshly turned earth filled the air. Each brick laid was a testament to their resolve, but also a reminder of the growing divide between the twins. The neighboring tribes watched with a mix of skepticism and envy. The Sabines, a powerful group to the northeast, began to hear tales of Romulus's burgeoning city. In their hearts they felt a stir of fear. What if these brothers succeeded? What if their city became a beacon for others seeking refuge from oppression? The Sabine leaders, who had long enjoyed a position of strength, plotted to crush this new threat before it could fully emerge. As the city expanded, its first festival, the Consualia, was held in honor of Consus, the god of granaries, a celebration of abundance and fertility. The year was 750 BCE. Romulus, with Remus by his side, invited neighboring tribes to partake in the festivities. The aroma of roasted meats filled the air, mingling with the fragrant offerings of wine poured out in libation. "Let us unite," Romulus toasted, raising his cup. "Let our city thrive together." But the Sabines, cloaked in their own ambition, saw only an opportunity. They sent their warriors, disguised as celebrants, into the heart of the gathering. In a bold act of abduction, they seized the Sabine women, believing that the strength of their lineage would fortify their new city. The revelry turned to chaos, a violent clash erupting as Romulus and Remus fought to defend their home. The cries of the captured women echoed in the air, a poignant reminder of the lengths to which a people would go to secure their future. The aftermath was a turning point for both brothers. Romulus emerged as a leader of men, his charisma drawing even more followers to his side. The city's walls began to rise higher, and the population swelled. Yet Remus, feeling the weight of betrayal, found himself torn. "This is not the brother I knew," he lamented to Faustulus, the shepherd who had raised them.
This Romulus is a man transformed. Faustulus, a voice of wisdom, replied, "The world shapes us, my son. But remember, the bond of blood is not easily severed." As the seasons turned, the city solidified its identity. By 749 BCE, Rome became a sanctuary for the displaced, a melting pot of tribes and cultures, each contributing to the growing tapestry of its society. The Forum emerged as the heart of civic life, a place where ideas clashed and alliances were forged.
Trade flourished, with goods flowing from distant lands, olive oil from the south, grain from the plains, and precious metals from the mountains. Yet within the walls of this burgeoning city, the tension between Romulus and Remus simmered, threatening to boil over. "You seek power for yourself, Romulus," Remus asserted one evening, the shadows of their past looming large. "You have forgotten the essence of what we dreamed." Romulus, his face set in determination, shot back, "I dream of a city that will stand the test of time, a legacy that will endure. You must choose, stand with me or stand against me." In the distance, the sound of hammers striking stone echoed like a heartbeat, each strike a promise of permanence. In this moment, the brothers stood poised on the precipice of destiny. The very foundations of their relationship were at risk, teetering on the edge of conflict. The stakes had never been higher, and the people of Rome, though unaware of the specific turmoil between the twins, felt the weight of impending change. Meanwhile, the Sabines, emboldened by the abductions, prepared for retaliation. They mustered their forces, determined to reclaim what was taken, believing that they could overwhelm this city which had risen from nothing. Rumors of their approach reached Romulus's ears, a warning that the fragile peace was about to shatter. The night before the anticipated clash, Romulus gathered his men, his voice steady as he spoke of honor and duty. "Tomorrow we fight not just for our city, but for our very future," he declared. "Let them come. We will show them that Rome stands united." The fires crackled around them, illuminating the faces of men ready to defend their new home. In the deepening shadows, Remus stood apart, grappling with the weight of his brother's ambition, feeling the ground shift beneath him. The air was thick with tension, a palpable force that hinted at the storm to come. The night stretched on, each heartbeat echoing the unspoken question. What would become of the brothers who had once shared a single destiny? Would they rise together or fall apart in the tumult of their own making? As dawn approached, Rome held its breath, unaware of the battles that would soon shape its fate, the legacy of two brothers who would forever alter the course of history. The city of Rome, born from ambition and fierce brotherhood, faced a critical juncture in its nascent history. As the sun set over the Palatine Hill in 750 BCE, the new settlement buzzed with the energy of its growing population. Yet, beneath this vibrant surface lay the simmering tensions between Romulus and Remus. Their once united vision for Rome had devolved into a bitter rivalry, one that would culminate in unforeseen tragedy. At the heart of the crisis, the abduction of the Sabine women loomed large. Without women to marry and bear children, Romulus understood that his fledgling city would struggle to sustain itself. The festival of Consualia had been a grand celebration, honoring the god Consus, the protector of grain and harvest. On that fateful day, the people of Rome gathered to partake in games and feasting. Romulus seized the moment, rallying the men of the city. "This is our chance," he declared, his voice echoing against the stone walls. "We must secure our future." With hearts pounding with a mixture of excitement and dread, the young men of Rome set forth to the nearby Sabine territory. Under the guise of festivity, they invited the Sabines to join the celebration. Yet, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the joyous atmosphere turned treacherous. With a swift signal from Romulus, the Roman men seized their unsuspecting guests. Reports suggest that nearly 700 Sabine women were abducted that day, a move intended to ensure the survival of the new city, but one that would ignite a devastating conflict. The Sabine men, outraged by this brazen act,
Mobilized to reclaim their women, led by King Titus Tatius, they marched on Rome, their anger palpable in the air. The clash of swords and the cries of battle would soon echo through the valleys surrounding the city. Historian Livy documented the fierce struggle, noting that the Sabines arrived with the fury of a storm, seeking vengeance for the wrongs done to them. The ensuing conflict was brutal. As the two sides clashed, the Tiber River bore witness to the bloodshed. Within days, the streets of Rome were filled with the sounds of war cries and the clash of metal. According to ancient records, an estimated 2,000 men were lost in the initial battles as the Romans defended their territory. The cries for peace rose amidst the chaos, but the brothers were caught in a cycle of revenge and retribution that seemed never ending. Romulus, consumed by the need to protect his city, began to harden his heart. In the heat of battle, he confronted Remus, urging him to take a more aggressive stance against their foes. Remus, however, saw the futility of further violence. "Brother, we have built something great," he pleaded, desperation evident in his voice. "This bloodshed only weakens us." Yet Romulus, blinded by ambition, dismissed his brother's words. Days turned into weeks as the conflict escalated. The once joyous streets of Rome became haunted by the spectre of war. Livy recorded that the Romans, despite their numerical disadvantage, fought valiantly, driven by a powerful sense of loyalty to the city they had created. The cries of the wounded filled the air, and the stench of death permeated the once vibrant marketplace. Families were torn apart, brothers turned against brothers, and friends became enemies. As the war dragged on, the Sabine women, now held captive in Rome, found themselves in a precarious position. Torn between loyalty to their families and the new life they were forced into, many began to question their fate. It was during one fateful encounter that the women took a stand. They intervened in a confrontation between the opposing forces, stepping between the battling men. "We will not be pawns in this war," they cried out, voices raised in unity. The chaos halted momentarily as both sides paused, struck by the courage of the women they had fought over. This unexpected intervention marked a turning point.
The women, who had suffered the most, became the voice of reason. Livy noted that the audacity of the women brought forth a truce, a moment of clarity amidst the chaos. They appealed to their fathers and brothers, urging them to cease hostilities for the sake of their families. It was a radical plea that resonated deeply, forging a path towards reconciliation. As the dust began to settle, Romulus and Tatius met under a flag of truce. The negotiations were tense, each man representing his people, their pride hanging heavily in the balance. The terms were simple yet profound. The Sabine women would remain in Rome, and both sides would unite under a single banner. For Romulus, it was a victory born not of conquest, but of compromise. The two leaders shook hands, sealing a fragile peace that would change the course of their cities forever. Yet the cost had been steep. The blood of thousands stained the earth, and the scars of war would linger long after the swords were sheathed. Romulus and Remus, once bound by brotherhood, would find themselves forever changed by the conflict. The bonds of kinship, tested in the crucible of war, emerged frail but resilient as they navigated the new reality of a city united in diversity, yet divided by their past. As night fell over Rome, the echoes of battle faded into the distance. The city, now standing on the precipice of a new era, was a testament to the resilience of its people. The foundation of Rome, forged in ambition, sacrifice, and the harsh realities of humanity, whispered promises of hope for generations to come. The legacy of Romulus and Remus, intertwined in blood and spirit, would echo through time, a reminder of the fragile line between ambition and destruction. The air hung heavy with tension on that fateful day in 753 BCE, as the city of Rome was poised on the brink of a conflict that would etch its legacy into the annals of history. Romulus stood atop the Palatine Hill, surveying the expanse of the fledgling city he had envisioned, while Remus, his twin brother, paced restlessly nearby. The streets, initially alive with the promise of a new beginning, were now charged with an impending storm, a storm that would culminate in violence and sorrow. The brothers had once been united in their ambition, but their dreams had begun to diverge. Romulus sought to solidify his claim as king and protector of Rome. He envisioned a city defined by strength and order, an empire that would rise from the ashes of their past. Remus, however, questioned these ambitions, not out of malice, but from a desire for balance. "Brother, must we draw blood to secure our place?" he implored, his voice filled with the weight of their shared history. Amid their discord, the city had grown. By the summer of 752 BCE, Rome had expanded its borders, drawing settlers from the surrounding hills. Yet with growth came the threat of rival tribes, the Sabines, fierce and proud, who looked upon the burgeoning city with suspicion. In a desperate bid to ensure the survival of his people, Romulus organized a festival, the Consualia, in hopes of inviting these tribes into an alliance. As Livy recounts, it was a ploy masked by celebration, yet the tension simmered beneath the surface. On the day of the festival, the Romans danced and feasted, their laughter echoing through the hills. Yet as the sun descended, Romulus's ambitions took a darker turn. In a calculated move, he commanded his men to seize the Sabine women, viewing their abduction as a necessary step to secure alliances and propagate their lineage. "The future of Rome depends on this," Romulus declared, his voice resolute, even as Remus's heart sank at the thought of such treachery. The chaos that ensued was nothing short of devastating. Over 700 Sabine women were taken, their cries mingling with the shouts of the Romans as they claimed their new brides. In the aftermath, the streets that had once gleamed with the promise of unity were stained with the blood of conflict. The Sabines, enraged by the betrayal, rallied their forces, determined to reclaim their women and punish the city that had wronged them. As the clash of arms echoed through the valleys, Romulus and Remus found themselves on opposing sides of a growing divide. Remus, torn between his loyalty to his brother and a sense of justice for the Sabine people, chose to stand with the women's families, urging them to fight. "This is not how we should build our city," he cried. His words fell upon deaf ears, drowned out by the clamor of war. The decisive battle unfolded under the shadow of the Palatine Hill, where the two sides clashed in a brutal confrontation. Livy writes that nearly 2,000 men fell that day, the ground soaked with the lifeblood of both Romans and Sabines. Amidst the chaos, Romulus fought with the ferocity of a lion, determined to protect his vision for Rome. But as he wielded his sword, he could feel the weight of his brother's absence, a reminder of the bond that had once united them. In the midst of the fray, a fateful encounter changed everything. Remus, seeing his brother in danger, rushed to his side, but their eyes met not with recognition, but with the heat of conflict. The air crackled with tension as they faced one another. Two brothers, once inseparable, now divided by ambition and bloodshed. "You have betrayed our family," Remus spat, his voice a mixture of anger and sorrow. "This was not the dream we shared." Romulus, driven by a mix of desperation and fury, responded, "You do not understand the weight of leadership. I cannot let our city fall." The clash of their ideals culminated in a tragic moment, when Remus, in a moment of defiance, leaped over the newly erected walls of Rome. Romulus, seeing this act as a challenge to his authority, struck his brother down, an act that would haunt him for the rest of his days. The battlefield fell silent as the realization of what had transpired settled in. The once vibrant dreams of a united Rome lay shattered, buried beneath the weight of betrayal and loss. Remus's lifeless body lay among the fallen, a poignant reminder of the price of ambition. Romulus, now alone, stood amidst the wreckage of their dreams, the city he had fought for, now a hollow echo of its potential. In the wake of the battle, Romulus turned to the skies, his heart heavy with grief. "What have I done?" he whispered, the weight of his brother's death crushing him. Yet even as he mourned, he understood that he had to carry on. He would honor Remus by building a city that would stand the test of time, an empire forged in conflict, yet destined for greatness. With the Sabine women now united with their captors, the city began to heal. Romulus, though haunted by his brother's death, emerged as the first king of Rome, his reign marked by both triumph and tragedy. Livy would later write of this moment as the turning point, a moment that defined Rome's character, forever intertwining the themes of ambition, conflict, and legacy.
As the sun set over the hills, casting long shadows on the ground, Romulus vowed to build a city where honor would reign, a city that would rise from the ashes of betrayal. In the heart of Rome, a new era began, one that would echo through time, a tale of brotherhood lost and ambition fulfilled, forever marked by the memory of two brothers and their fateful choice.
In the aftermath of the tragic conflict atop Palatine Hill, a profound silence enveloped Rome, a city still fresh in its infancy. The blood of brothers stained the soil. Romulus, victorious but hollow, stood alone, the weight of his actions pressing down like the heavy clouds that lingered overhead. The year was 753 BCE, a date that would echo through history, not as a mere marker of foundation, but as a somber reminder of fratricide and the cost of ambition. As the dust settled, the streets of the nascent city were littered with the remnants of dreams and aspirations. The once vibrant marketplace, bustling with traders from distant lands, now lay eerily quiet. Livy, the Roman historian, would later write, "The streets were filled with the ghosts of those who had fallen, their dreams extinguished in the chaos of war." The citizens of Rome, many of whom had witnessed the violent clash, were left to grapple with the reality that their new home was marred by such a horrific act. In the days that followed, a sense of mourning enveloped the city. Families mourned not only the loss of Romulus's beloved brother, but also the lives of nearly 2,000 men who had fought fiercely for their respective causes. The cries of widows echoed through the alleys, their sorrow mingling with the smell of smoke from the pyres lit to honor the dead. Faustulus, the shepherd who had raised the twins, now found himself wandering the ruins of what was once a hopeful beginning, his heart heavy with the knowledge that he had lost 2 sons to fate's cruel hand. The city, however, could not remain stagnant. In the weeks after the conflict, Romulus sought to heal both the land and its people. He called for a gathering at the Forum, the heart of the city, where he addressed the citizens with a voice that trembled with both authority and grief. "We are the children of Mars, born of war and strife," he proclaimed. "Yet in our blood lies the potential for unity and greatness. Let us not be defined by this conflict, but by the strength we show in rebuilding what we have lost." To solidify his new leadership and to fill the void left by the dead, Romulus organized the first festival of Consualia, celebrating the god Consus, protector of the harvest. This festival, held in 750 BCE, served a dual purpose. It was both a plea for divine favor and a rallying cry for the wounded city to come together. The citizens, though still grieving, responded with a flicker of hope, their spirits ignited by the promise of a new beginning. The festival was a grand affair. Cattle were slaughtered, and the aroma of roasted meats filled the air. Yet it was the presence of the Sabine women, abducted during the chaos, that sparked a new chapter in Rome's history. Romulus, in a move that surprised many, sought to reconcile with the Sabine people, offering them a place in the new city. "We are stronger together," he declared, as the women stood before the crowd. Their eyes reflected both fear and potential. The integration of the Sabine women brought about a cultural shift. They infused the city with new customs, enriching the fabric of Roman society. The children born from these unions would eventually bridge the gap between the two tribes, embodying a unity that had seemed impossible just weeks before. In the words of Livy, "From the ashes of discord arose a new lineage, one that would bear the weight of this city's future." Yet peace was a fragile thing. The initial harmony was tested as rival factions emerged, each harboring lingering resentments from the recent conflict. Romulus, aware of the simmering tensions, established a council to mediate disputes. He appointed wise elders from both the Romans and the Sabines, hoping to foster cooperation. The challenges were daunting, the scars of war still raw, and the spectre of betrayal lingered in the shadows of the Palatine. In a pivotal moment of reflection, Romulus sought the counsel of the Vestal Virgins, the priestesses dedicated to Vesta, goddess of the hearth. Rhea Silvia, his mother, had once served in their ranks. He approached the temple, a sacred space filled with the scent of burning incense, and prayed for guidance. "May the gods grant us clarity in our decisions, and may Rome never forget the lessons learned in blood."
The priestess, her voice steady, replied, "Only through sacrifice can peace be forged, Romulus. Embrace both your triumphs and your failures." As the months passed, the city began to thrive anew. The construction of new homes and public buildings flourished, with stone and timber sourced from the surrounding hills. The Tiber River, once a mere conduit for the twins' fateful journey, now served as a lifeblood for trade and sustenance. Merchants from afar brought goods, olive oil, wine, and ceramics, transforming Rome into a bustling hub of commerce. Yet amid this growth lay an undercurrent of tension. The citizens of Rome were ever aware of their founding myth, the duality of their origin, a tale of divine intervention shadowed by betrayal. Romulus, now king, would often gaze upon the Palatine Hill, where his brother had fallen, a reminder that greatness often comes at a profound cost. As the festival of Consualia approached once more, the city buzzed with anticipation. Romulus stood at the helm of a Rome that was both a monument to his ambition and a testament to the cost of that ambition. The echoes of laughter mingled with the distant sounds of artisans at work, yet the memory of conflict was never fun. In this fledgling city, the past and future danced a delicate ballet, forever entwined. In the stillness of the evening, as dusk settled over the forum, Romulus whispered a silent vow to the night sky, a promise to remember both his brother and the sacrifices made. May we build not just a city, but a legacy worthy of both our names. The weight of his declaration hung in the air, a solemn reminder that even in the heart of ambition, the spirit of kinship must endure.
The legacy of Romulus and Remus is a tapestry woven with threads of myth, history, and cultural identity. Their story, originating in the 8th century BCE, not only marks the founding of Rome, but has also shaped the very essence of Roman identity. Over the centuries, the tale has been recast and reshaped to reflect the values, aspirations, and challenges of successive generations. In the years following the founding of Rome in 753 BCE, the story of the twins became a foundational myth, celebrated in art, literature, and public festivals. Livy, the Roman historian, chronicled the legend, writing that Romulus and Remus were nurtured by the divine will, emphasizing the gods' role in their destiny. This divine connection gave the Romans a sense of purpose and legitimacy as the city grew into one of the most powerful empires in history. The very fabric of Rome was laced with their narrative, echoing through the marble of the Senate, the grandeur of temples, and the bustling streets. By the time of the Republic, the story had become a symbol of resilience and virtue. The Romans saw themselves as descendants of these heroic figures, embodying the spirit of conquest and the struggle against tyranny. Artists, poets, and orators celebrated the twins' defiance against Amulius, transforming them into archetypes of courage and leadership. Statues of the she-wolf suckling the twins adorned public squares, such as the iconic statue by the 5th century BCE artist, which became an enduring emblem of Rome. However, as the empire expanded, so too did the reinterpretation of this myth. In the 2nd century BCE, the historian Plutarch noted that the story had been embellished and altered to suit contemporary political narratives. Leaders like Julius Caesar and Augustus invoked the twins' legacy to legitimize their own authority, suggesting a divine lineage that linked them to Rome's mythic origins. Augustus, in particular, promoted the idea that he was the fulfillment of Rome's destiny, drawing direct lines from Romulus to his own rule. This manipulation of the myth allowed emperors to consolidate power by framing their reigns as the continuation of a divine mandate. The story also took on darker tones, reflecting the tumultuous events that marked Rome's history. In the wake of civil wars and political upheaval, the tale was sometimes viewed through the lens of conflict and division. The fraternal bond that ended in tragedy became a cautionary tale about ambition and rivalry. The historian Tacitus, writing in the 1st century CE, remarked on the brotherly strife that led to the death of Remus, suggesting that such discord could threaten the stability of the state. This interpretation resonated in times of crisis, serving as both a reminder of the consequences of unchecked ambition and a reflection of the internal divisions within the empire.
The fall of Rome in the 5th century CE did not herald the end of the twins' legacy. Instead, their story migrated into the folklore of the Middle Ages, reshaped by the needs and beliefs of a new era. Legends of Romulus and Remus inspired countless retellings across Europe, often blending with local myths as they were passed down through generations. The brothers emerged as symbols of unity and the founding of communities, adapting to different cultural contexts while retaining their essence as heroic figures. Throughout the Renaissance, the revival of classical learning brought renewed interest in the story. Artists like Michelangelo depicted the twins with a blend of idealism and realism, capturing both their divine heritage and human struggles. The tale served as a powerful reminder of the virtues of courage, loyalty, and resilience that were esteemed in Renaissance humanism. As the art of this period flourished, the image of the she-wolf became iconic, representing not only the twins, but the very spirit of Rome itself.
In modern times, the legacy of Romulus and Remus continues to influence culture and politics. Their story has been invoked in discussions of nationalism and identity, with the ideals of Rome often held up as a benchmark for governance and civilization. The phrase, "Rome wasn't built in a day," reflects the enduring belief in the power of determination and vision, echoing the ambitions of Romulus as he laid the foundations of the city. Moreover, archaeological discoveries, such as the remains of the ancient Palatine Hill, have lent physical credence to the legends. Excavations reveal evidence of early settlement patterns that correspond with the timeline of Romulus and Remus. These findings not only substantiate the historical aspects of the myth, but also deepen its cultural resonance, illuminating the ways in which ancient narratives can shape modern understandings of identity and heritage. The duality of the twins' legacy, both as heroic founders and tragic figures, mirrors the complexities of human nature itself. Their story invites reflection on ambition, loyalty, and the consequences of conflict. The echoes of their tale resonate in contemporary discussions about leadership, brotherhood, and the foundations of society. As listeners drift into sleep, the legacy of Romulus and Remus lingers. It is a reminder of how stories shape our understanding of the past and influence our aspirations for the future. The myth endures not merely as a historical account, but as a living narrative, inspiring generations to explore the depths of ambition, the bonds of family, and the enduring quest for identity. Through the lens of Romulus and Remus, we see the power of story to transcend time, weaving together the fabric of human experience. The tale of Romulus and Remus, a story woven into the very fabric of Rome, reveals profound truths about human nature. From the depths of ambition to the heights of love, the narrative encapsulates the duality of existence, where creation and destruction coalesce. In their quest to establish a new city, the brothers embodied the relentless drive for power that has fueled civilizations throughout history. Yet this ambition was not without its price. Their rivalry culminated in tragedy, a bitter reminder of how closely intertwined brotherhood and conflict can be. As we reflect on their journey, we encounter the sobering reality of survival. The twins were abandoned, left to the mercy of the Tiber River, yet fate intervened through a compassionate she-wolf. This divine providence speaks to the idea that even in our darkest moments, resilience can emerge from unexpected sources. Indeed, the legend suggests that the will to endure often triumphs over despair. The she-wolf not only nurtured the twins, but became a symbol of Rome itself, representing both the ferocity of its founders and the nurturing spirit that fostered their growth. In the end, the founding of Rome was not merely the birth of a city, but the manifestation of a vision that would endure for centuries. The city that arose from the ashes of fraternal conflict transformed into a beacon of culture and power, influencing the world in ways that continue to resonate. As we lay our heads down to rest, let us carry with us the echoes of these ancient stories, pondering our own ambitions and the legacies we wish to leave behind, knowing that within us lies the potential to shape our destinies, just as Romulus did.